I love food and I love gaming. I love gaming with my friends and eating with them, but not finger food, which is what most gamers have. I am going to show you how to cook simple, quick and tasty recipes that you can have around when your friends come for a gaming evening. Welcome to Dyson Slice. Welcome to this episode of Dyson Slice. In this episode we're going to be playing a two-player card game called Lords of War, which I hope you already know, and I am going to be demolished by no other than Martin Vaux, one of its co-creators. But of course he's not going to be here just for the game, he's also here for the food, and I'm going to prepare what's possibly the perfect dessert. A delicious apple crumble that gets ready next to no time. It cooks beautifully and everybody likes. So sit back, relax, and let's jump into the kitchen. The ingredients are a kilo of cooking apples, I'm using Brumley, about a tablespoon of sugar, 50 grams of oats, 100 grams of flour, 75 grams of vegetable spread or softened butter, just a sprinkle of water, 100 grams of sugar, and alternatively, as optional, you can use just 2 or 3 cloves and a teaspoon of cinnamon. A quarter already and sliced 3 of the apples. I'm going to do the last one just to show you the sort of thickness of a slice that we want. Obviously get rid of the bottom, which is very woody, and get rid of the core, which comes out, should come out quite nicely, like so. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. Now you will notice that I am not peeling the apples. And the reason for that is a personal preference. I rather not, because I think there's an awful lot of goodness in the peel of any fruit. And quite frankly, what's the point of, what's the point of wasting it? This is going to be cooked anyway, so it doesn't matter. I don't peel tomatoes, but I wouldn't make a tomato crumble. I don't think that will work somehow. Anyway. Nonsense aside, once we peel these things, we're going to cook them quite gently with just a little tiny bit of water, just a couple of tablespoons, no more than that, no need to get anything else. And just 1 tablespoon of sugar. Again, it doesn't need too many because we don't want to lose that tartiness of the apple. There, and we are going to stirring my spoons. Stir them nicely. These things take next to no time to cook. It's literally about 5 minutes. So very gently pour this in there. We don't want them all splashing all over the place, even though the water will be still cold at this point. There you go. Quick stir to coat them all in water and sugar. Lid on, and now we can go into the second stage of this apple crumble. Let's put that away. For this, I am going to use my food processor. What we're going to do is we need to mix the butter and we need to mix the flour all together so it makes a little bit of, well, it looks like kind of breadcrumbs. That's the idea. In goes the flour, and in goes my spread. You can do this by hand. I'm doing it with the food processor to make it a little bit quicker, and you'll see also that I'm using the beating things to do whipped cream and stuff like that, because I reckon that it will make it easier. If I can fit it all in. And start slowly. Do not start quick, okay? Never start quick. And of course, make sure that the electricity is on. That's it, done. Now that the apples are beginning to cook, this thing will start to boil and they will start to soften. Now is when I'm going to add my cloves and the cinnamon. You could add them at the very, very beginning as well if you wanted to, but this is the easiest way I have to pretend I didn't forget to do it at the very beginning. But you don't need to pretend if you're not on camera, which I'm sure you are not at the moment. Anyway, once we have added these, we have the consistency, and I hope the camera will be able to get it. Whoops, something fell. The consistency of breadcrumbs. Add the sugar. Roll the oats. Give it a quick mix. And we're ready. That's it. That's all it takes to make an apple crumble. We obviously the apples need to finish cooking, which are going to take about 5 minutes or so, and done. Now it's all nicely smelling, kind of amazing. Not as in kind of, as in amazing. Very carefully, just pour your apples on oven-proof dish, and it has to be seriously oven-proof, not just to 120 or 130 degrees. No. Proper oven-proof, because the oven is going to be 200 degrees. That's very hot. Trust me, I've been in one of them, and it's very hot. Spread them as evenly as you possibly can. And now just take your oats, flour and sugar mixture. Actually, tell you what. Take your cinnamon, and just for the sake of, sprinkle just a little bit more, because I like cinnamon, and you cannot have enough cinnamon in anything. Even things out. And that, my friends, it's going to go into the oven about 20 minutes, 200 degrees. Again, very, very hot, so be careful with that. And meanwhile, let's meet our players.
My name's Martin, I'm the creative director at Black Box Games, one of the co-creators of Lords of War, a strategy card game about fantasy armies beating each other up. And I'm here for Apple Crumble, basically. That's why I've come today.
Right, it's all done now. We can indeed get things out of the oven, because behold, humans, and visually gorge on the beautifulness that is the golden color of the Apple Crumble. Now, don't take these away, seriously, because they are going to be incredibly helpful in making sure you don't have to go to hospital when you hold your pan. Feel that going in. And here, the crunchiness. That is amazing. And just get a slice out. And this will make you very, very popular amongst your friends. And this is going to burn my mouth. I really have to listen. Prepared in 15 minutes. Cooking 20 or half an hour. That is the food of the gods. Whatever they got, don't care. Looks amazing. Right, Martin, we have our starting hand. Now, before you start, ruthlessly bashing me to death and destroying me.
To get to that crumble.
Yeah,
let's be clear.
absolutely, absolutely. This is what it's all about. Now, tell us a little bit for the people who may not have heard of the game, those poor souls who have not lived.
Okay, so Lords of War is a strategic card game. The basic concept of the game, if I just pick a card at random and show it to people, every card has a defense value. And a series of attack values around the edges and corners. All the cards are unique. They have different levels of defense, different types of attack they can do, and there's different types of cards that have special functions in the game as well. But the idea is there's no text on card, so it's more or less a logic and maths-based game. We're playing the expanded version of it. So originally, Lords of War came out in that format, and there were 3 games like that were the base games. Now we've released the expansion product to this one. We've just run the Kickstarter campaign for the expansion for this one. And in real life time, this is the week before the UK Games Expo.
Yes.
So we should be having this expansion for the first time on show at the UK Games Expo this year. We also have another expansion pack, which adds a whole bunch of other stuff to the game. But let's forget about any of that. What we've got going on today is these. So the base game plus all of the new expansion cards from Magic and Monsters. So the principle of the game is still the same. You're still looking to eliminate a set number of your opponent's cards. And your turn is still the same. You still play 1 card, draw 1 card. It really is that simple in principle.
Yeah.
So you'll start the game by playing 1 of your cards from your hand into that position there. It can be any of your cards.
Right.
And victory in the game has changed slightly.
Okay.
So it used to be 4 command cards. You have these very deadly types of card called command cards. If you lost 4 of them in the past, it was the end of the game.
Yep.
Now you're allowed to lose 6.
Oh, okay.
So you've got a bit more flexibility there to spam out your command cards. You also have more of them in your deck.
Okay.
The other thing is, rather than first to 20 units eliminated in total, it extends the game up to 30 units eliminated in total. We'll keep it at 20 for the purposes of keeping this video nice and short. You'll get to see everything, hopefully, as to how the game plays. But first to 20, or we'll do 6 command cards.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start my hand with a Dwarf Beast Slayer.
Okay, great.
Because I think it's a good combination of being able to kick you here.
So yeah, you're attacking into this spot for 2, that spot for 3,
and that spot for 2.
And then you have 4 defense. Now I have to play something over here spaced away from you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play out this Goblin Spider Rider there. So he's got lots of low level damage that he does around himself. We're not actually attacking each other at all right now, but now it's over to you as player one to either attack my guy or to play a support unit around your own friendly card.
I am going to play a card, and I'm not entirely sure how it works. So this is part of the expansion, because I would like to play the Dwarf Arcanist.
Okay.
Now, this is bringing something new to the game.
Absolutely. So, the Dwarf Arcanist, first thing in Lords of War, you can never play a card turned.
Yeah.
So you always have to play it with the scroll readable by the active player. As you can see, this guy attacks backwards, right? And these symbols on the edges and corners symbolize that he can cast spells off those points. Now, the dwarves have two choices of spell. One is ice damage, the other is +1 defense. So you could play this Arcanist here and cast +1 defense onto your Beast Slayer, taking his defense from 4 up to 5. Now that can't be stacked, so once that's done, he's as defended as he can be. Alternatively, you could play him here and cast 1 ice damage, so basically reducing my defense by 1. Or, as you can see from this guy, he has a ranged attack, just like rangers used to in Lords of War. So rather than casting any spells, you could fire and do 2 damage, but it's not enough to eliminate the Goblin Spider Rider. So you probably want to do something that leaves a mark. So either leave a mark in an offensive way or leave a mark in a defensive way. I'll leave it up to you, Paco.
Well, I am an offensive kind of guy, so I think I'm going to put it there and start to mess up your units.
So you're going to cast that onto the Goblin Spider Rider. Okay, very well. Well, I'm not a massive fan of that.
No, I can't imagine you would like it.
To demonstrate how unhappy I am about it, I'm going to play another new unit type. Now, this is my Orc Worm Driver. It's coming up through the grounds, out of the lavary depths. He does 5 damage on the bottom here.
Yeah. So,
but that's standard Lords of War.
Yeah.
If you look, however, at this second value next to the shield value, so you've got this little monster's face and a 2. So his total defense is 6. This 2 symbolises that he cannot be damaged by an attack of 2 or below. So you have to do 3 or 4, attack values of 3 or 4 to harm him. Not only that, but you can see that these arrows have tails coming off them here. So with my 5, I knock out your Dwarf Beast Slayer.
Yes.
But also, I can move him up here.
Getting him close to my Arcanist.
Absolutely. Okay.
Well, I believe that to be a rather evil thing to do.
Thank you.
Very, very naughty. And it should be rewarded with a similar level of naughtiness.
Okay.
Which will come in the shape of... Why can I do that?
See, I've got you thinking now.
You have me thinking that so dwarf sharpshooter.
So unfortunately, this dwarf sharpshooter would be played into a situation where he can't actually fire. So if I have any of my attack arrows attacking your guy, he can't shoot.
That is very true. So in that case, allow me to do something slightly less...
maniacal.
Yeah. And I am going to give you, my friend, just because I can, a very bad idea. So I will think of something very quickly.
Well, you need to do 4 damage to that guy in order to knock him out and make him yours. Also, this turn, this guy can cast another spell. So you could then add an extra point of damage to him. Yeah. So now you only need to do 3 damage to knock out my Goblin Spider Rider.
Yes, alternatively, I can bring out my rather beautiful Dwarf Rockhound.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, very nice.
An absolutely delightful little creature.
Yeah, that's great. And as you haven't needed to cast an offensive spell, you could do that. Okay, so that's 1 each. You get your ice damage back again. This is getting serious now, Paco.
Is it? Is it now?
Yeah,
is it now?
It is. I'm not...
You know, you're feeling it, eh?
Yeah, I thought, this is going to be a nice, easy game. All friendly. Nope.
Nope, nope, nope.
Okay, in which case... And he's got 5 defense, that guy, which is...
He's a puppy. Don't kill the puppy.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna do a typical orc thing, which is bang. I'm gonna play that guy there. He does 5 damage.
Yep.
It's not quite enough to take
No.
out your guy, but he's dealing 5 damage to him there.
Okay.
Head-on attack. Let's see if that works.
Okay,
I'm
you
gonna
asked for it.
draw a new card as well.
You did indeed ask for it. And therefore, I'm
Right.
going to send an email.
Also,
Oh, okay. I'm going to send an email,
an email.
yeah, to my dwarf slugger to come and give you a good slap in the face.
Ah, brutal. Okay, there you go. Well, I'm not an enormous fan of that.
No, but because I haven't had the chance or need to actually cast any kind of spells, I am going to give this guy yet another. Oh, you cannot stack it.
Unfortunately, you can't stack
You
defense.
can't stack defense.
But yeah, so this guy hasn't been used for a turn.
So
So
no, it's true.
instead of drawing a fresh card,
I
you
can
could, if you
actually-
wanted to, retreat him to redeploy later.
1, 2, 3. Have already drawn a card.
Ah, well, tough
1,
luck
2,
then.
3, 4, 5, 6. I have not.
Okay, great.
So therefore, this beautiful thing comes here.
Okay. I'm going to play down this orc bullwhip.
Ooh, bull something it is.
Yeah,
definitely.
right. So 4 damage.
Yes.
Knocks out your dwarf slugger.
Well,
I can't stand for
I-
the kind
I-
of brutality
I
that
never
you've
liked
been
him anyway.
demonstrating. I'm going to also move my worm driver down here.
I think that's a great idea
Yeah.
because that means I can bring my rather delightful forge troll to start teaching you some manners.
Yeah, well, okay, fair enough. Manners are being taught. I'm going to then, in reaction to that hideous move,
Yeah, that was quite rank.
play down this little goblin bow pest.
Oh, that's going to hurt me, isn't it?
So, well, he can fire for 2, but I'm not going to aim at this guy. This guy,
Yeah,
he can fire for 5. 5 plus 2
it's enough.
is enough to knock out your rockhound.
Okay, so that's
So
how we're
he's
playing.
down. Yeah, that's right. That is how we're playing.
All right. Okay, well, in that case, I
Yeah.
know what berserkers are for.
Yeah. Oh, blimey. So that knocks that fellow out.
Then go.
And then your berserker moves along into that position.
Yes, she does.
Brutal. Okay, well, in which case, what am I going to do? What's my reaction going to be? How about something along the lines of this fellow, my lad, here. This is an orc bloodskin. So I'm
Yep.
gonna, I mean, that's enough to, with
That's
the
good,
3
definitely,
damage,
yeah.
knocks out the dwarf dowager. But also, with my goblin over here who's still firing away.
Don't do that.
Twang, 2 plus 5. It's not quite
wait a
enough
second.
to take
no,
him out.
No,
It's
no,
not
and in
quite-
any case, I do ignore
Oh,
damage
you
up to or
ignored
less.
2s, yes. Oh, rubbish. Okay,
Yes.
fair enough. I'm going to also advance that guy there, because I can.
Well, in that case, and for no particular reason other than it's kind of convenient,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Oh, no.
I'm going to put that eagle there so you cannot hurt it, and I'm
Yeah.
stopping you from shooting.
Now, the deal with these mountain hawks, these flying units,
Yeah.
they cannot be damaged by anything apart from rangers or mages.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to try and find a ranger to play in a position whereby I can shoot that hawk out of the sky.
And the rules are still the same, that because I'm engaging you, you cannot use your...
Yep, I can't use my ranged
So
attack.
I am inutilizing your range attack, which is
Yeah.
actually pretty
Yeah.
good news.
You're having a whale of a time, absolutely.
I am enjoying myself.
Okay, great.
I'm
So I'm going to play down my orc warhog, or Piggly, as I'm going to call him. So Piggly comes down there.
Ooh.
4 plus 5 knocks out your forge troll.
Yes, it does.
And currently I have 5 and you have 3.
3.
Back,
Well,
3.
I,
no pressure. No pressure.
I did say that you were going to demolish me.
Yeah, well.
So that, it shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. Actually, I don't think this is going to do any good, but
Well, let's see.
that's not going to do any good.
I'm apprehensive.
But, no, this is not going to do any good either because I cannot put it anywhere, which is rather irritating. But,
Yeah.
I'm going to risk one of my beloved commanders
Okay. Ooh, serious.
to put this thing there.
Okay. Great. Sounds like a good idea to me.
Well,
It would, though, wouldn't it?
it would, yeah,
Yeah.
because you're gonna come to kill me.
Well, I'm going to certainly have a go at it. Okay. Well, in reaction to that, I'm going to play out another worm driver who's burying up through the earth.
Yep.
So he's engaging you for 5 there. It's not enough to
It's not
eliminate
enough to
you,
eliminate me, no.
but there you go.
And what I am going to do indeed is
I like that my little goblin. Oh no! Well, I was going to say I like my little goblin down
destroy
there.
you.
But he's not around anymore.
No.
He's just a memory. Oh, brutal, Paco, brutal. Okay, so Ivor the Mad, and he's tough as well. So I'm gonna, while I have the chance, and before things get too hectic, I'm just gonna pop down this goblin here.
To destroy
5
my...
plus 4
Mm-hmm.
gets me 1 command card. Happy days. Not only that, but this worm driver is a cavalry unit with the horse's
Yep.
head, which means that unless pinned by one of your spear units,
Which is not.
I can retreat it at the end of the turn. You can never retreat it on the turn it's played. People do try to do that.
Mm-hmm. Naughty people.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
But I can retreat him now. So the worm driver, he's going back into the earth.
Mm-hmm. Where it belongs.
He's got his eyes. He's got his eyes on that. That's what he's got his eyes on.
Yeah, except...
Also note that this guy's no longer engaged.
Yeah,
So I'm
so you
gonna-
can move.
Shuttle him over there.
Okay. Playing hard, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Huh? Well, that might be very good and proper. And it is very good and proper because I can't really do anything to hurt it, which is mighty annoying. But I can do that now.
So again, he'd be being engaged, so he wouldn't actually be able to fire.
To fire.
But, well, how about you do this? This guy's not currently engaged.
Yeah.
You could shuttle him back to there because he's got movement arrows.
Yeah.
So you're still dealing the 2. Then
Yeah.
if you played your sharpshooter there,
There. And it's not going to hurt me. Oh, it's a flying unit, of course.
that's right.
No.
So 5 plus 2 plus 1,
Yep, I'll do.
that does the business. My poor old bullwhip. I feel bad for the guy now.
You shouldn't.
Really?
Yeah, it was there for that. That was
Oh,
the
okay.
point
I see. That was his purpose.
in life.
Very well. Okay. So I'm going to move that guy along there. 5 knocks him out.
Okay.
So that's another victory for me. And then choices. I'm going to play this cheeky little spearman over there. Out of the way of all this horror.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate you doing that very much
Yeah?
indeed, because it allows me to actually put here my dwarf rockhound,
Oh no!
which with a very sweep and decisive jaw movement
Yeah.
is going to obliterate both of those.
First the jaw movement, soon the bowel movement, I imagine.
Yeah,
in
and
that.
because this one is not engaged with anybody, I'm
Yeah.
going to retrieve my commander
You escaped.
to my hand.
Ivor the Mad, I'll get you one day.
Maybe.
Okay, in which case I'm going to move this guy down here.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to lay my orc catapult.
Okay. Which is going to kill my little birdie.
Caw-caw!
Okay, fine. Whatever. Which is perfectly fine by me, because it means I can bring Ivor back
Yeah,
here
you certainly can.
and get rid of your piggy.
Oh, my piggy. I feel bad.
You should, no,
I'm
it's
going to miss
fine.
him.
No, I'm not.
Oh no, I can't imagine you will. Okay, all right, things are getting serious, Paco. I'm going to have to do something about your little block that you're building down in the bottom corner. I'm going to play back my worm driver here.
Good
He's only
for you.
doing 1 damage,
Yes.
but your 1 damage is not damaging him.
Yeah, that's very true indeed.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true indeed. I don't think I have many things that can hurt it from where I stand. from where I stand, except this, which my beast layer can indeed hurt it. And I am going to bring back my beauty dog.
Okay, all right. Well, in which case, I suppose. Got to take the victories where I can get them.
Yep.
5 plus 1.
And blessing, however, this one, no, because engaged. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So either, is that my second command card slate?
Yep. Which is perfectly acceptable as far as I'm concerned.
You've got plenty of slack built in there.
For no other reason that, even though I am going to miss him, I shall miss him very, very, very much.
Also, he was old. He'd had a good life.
That's true.
You know,
That's true. That's true. That's true indeed.
If you want to know about his life, by the way, you can read all the lore stories online.
Yes.
Shameless plug.
Yes. And I'm going to sacrifice my dwarf rockhound.
That does the business, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the business.
So he dies in the process, but that's both of my worm drivers down. There are no more, Paco.
And the reason why I should care about that is?
Well, it means that you know you can plan now for not having any more worm drivers.
Absolutely, I intend to.
Okay, great. So, I've got to do something about this guy.
No, you don't feel you have to.
Oh, I do.
Okay,
I
fair
do,
enough.
yeah. So, the Orc Deathbringer, who's a berserker, knocks him out, advances to that position.
Yeah.
And then I'm probably, because it's sensible, going to retreat this guy.
Yes.
For potential use later.
And in my case, I'm going to bring her, because the dwarf dowager or whatever. Dowager. She's kind of mental and crazy and is going to destroy him and move here.
Yeah, that's right, she is. Okay, so what do I need to...
Oh, viewers, behold that. That is kind of amazing. That is amazing.
Okay.
Now you know what I have in my hand, don't you?
I don't.
Because you designed it.
I have no idea. There are plenty of possibilities. We're going to keep on knocking each other's low-level units out here.
Well,
I'm
which is what they're there
happy
for. You know, they're
with
called
it.
cannon fodder for a
Cannon
reason.
fodder, that's absolutely right. So,
I have 10 of your hard-earned casualties.
and I have 12 of yours.
Okay, so I
I'm
need to...
2 cards up. So the challenge is, how are you going to claim those 2?
Oh, okay, well...
And to get ahead, actually.
To start with,
Yeah.
by doing that,
Oh, hello. That does the business. Yeah. Bye-bye, Goblin.
that's one, and that's it.
Okay, sounds fine. I'm going to, in reaction to that hideous manoeuvre, I'm going to play this Orc Catapult down here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to retreat
Don't do that.
this Bloodskin.
Damn you.
Good card. It's a good card. I want him for later.
I was hoping that you would leave it there for me.
Oh, no.
Also,
I only have 6 cards in my hand, so I need 1 more. Right.
Right, indeed. And let us be friends.
Be friends? Does that mean surrender?
Let us be friends with my dwarf arcanis, which I'm not liking this one.
No.
No, I'm not liking
Reconsidering.
this one. I am very much reconsidering for his brother.
Oh, hello.
Another dwarf arcanist.
And so, what are you going to use him for?
I'm going to do a 1 point of
ice
defensive
damage
actions
to him. Okay.
And I'm engaged, so I can retrieve. So let's get a new card. Another one.
Well. Okay, out comes another one of these little fellas.
Yeah.
5, axe blow,
Mm-hmm.
knocks him out. I'm not messing around. Can't let mages hang about doing all sorts of damage.
That's fine, because I can bring her again and get rid of that. She moves here,
to there.
and I'm engaged. I can retrieve. Ooh.
So now my choices really are, do I do this or do I do this?
Well,
which matters to me more?
whichever you do, you're going to be in trouble.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Trust me.
Okay, all right. Well, how about this then? Out comes a murder of crows. They're my flying unit.
Ooh.
So, unfortunately, your lovely dwarf lady has been cacawed to death.
Yes.
Cacaw, cacaw.
Okay, I need to
Now, your flying units can also engage my flying units, but
Yeah.
the nice thing about these murders of crows is they've got attacks all the way around the outside. So I'd say to your eagle, bring it on.
No, actually, instead I'm going to bring on my dwarf
Oh
ballista,
my goodness, another one of those.
which gets rid of that.
Okay.
Engage, I can bring back.
Yep. All right, so...
Are you going to get serious about this?
Oh, well, I'm quite serious about it, yeah. So I had he was over here for a little while, this
Yeah.
bloodskin. Now he's going to go there.
Okay.
Ka-chunk, knock out your dwarf ballista.
Yep.
And then he'll advance. Actually, I think I'm going to advance him to there instead.
Okay.
And then draw myself back up
That,
to...
I believe, is perfectly acceptable.
Yep.
Mostly because I can be very bold. I'm very, very, very brave.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
And bring my good old friend Cloudhammer.
Yeah, he's your general. That's quite a prize. I want him. I want him, Paco. Very well. So
Plenty of people say that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to play one of my command cards there.
Yep.
So he's damaging for 4, taking nothing back at the moment.
And I am going to bring on the way here
Hello,
Mr.
another
Falling
commander.
Haddin,
Yeah,
another commander, which is going to destroy this one
it certainly is. Yeah.
because it can.
Mhm.
I am engaged, so that's going to stay
He can't
here.
retreat, yes. Okay, what am I going to do?
What am I gonna do?
Yeah, yeah, that is it.
It's
Okay,
like that.
here comes another
Ooh.
orc fire starter. So this guy's going to start setting fire
Mhm.
to Thalin Haddin, so that's 1 damage on the side there.
Okay. Whereas I am going to, just to be annoying.
Mm-hmm. That is your prerogative.
Yeah, that's what I play for. I'm going,
Bird fight!
Yeah.
Excellent news, fantastic. Right, I'm going to... It's not an unprecedented Lords of War move, but the Gonki Longtooth double kill is one of my favourite moves in this game. That's my general. Out he comes. 4+5 knocks your general out.
is this a moment when I flip the table?
Kind of. 5 plus the 1 he's already taken
Yeah.
knocks him out. So that's 2 more of your commanders. That's 4 of them. I need 6 to
6 of
win.
them. Okay.
I can now advance that guy along.
Mm-hmm.
I can cast a Berserker spell onto Gonki, which means that if he's deployed in future, he would
Yeah.
act as a Berserker.
Okay.
And then because I eliminated your general,
You
Cloud
get a
Clouthammer,
return,
I get an
yeah.
extra turn. So with that, I'm going to play down this Orc Catapult, which deals 4 damage
To my little
out of
canary.
the sky. Fare
You
thee
kill
well.
my budget.
Now let's just do a quick little bit of maths.
And I'll recount and see
Yeah, you'll
how
recount them.
quickly you've killed me.
Okay, so that's 10, 14, 18 out of the 20 we're playing to. Now, just to be clear, players, we normally play to 30, so there'll be a bit more climb back of opportunity. But
Or not, as the
Shall I-
case may be, because I'm pretty rubbish at
well, maybe.
but that's
Shall I
fine.
count how many you've got, or should we wait till the end to find out?
Let's find out. Well, the humiliation is fine.
Okay, fine. Very well. Very well.
Right. I am going to... See, I don't have anything particularly strong at the moment that won't get killed. Oh, no, I do. Right, if I do this, I get rid of your bird.
Yep. Done.
Thank you very much. It's not getting hurt by anyone, and I cannot retrieve it, so I'm going to take another card. Oh my god, hello.
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 Found
you
someone pretty that you like.
Beautiful thing.
Okay, so this guy, I can advance him along to there.
Yep.
And if he casts a fire spell, it negates the ice damage that this guy's taken.
Mhm.
So basically that's what I'm going to do with his turn,
Okay.
is remove your ice token from him. This guy's still firing, so he's still doing 4 damage there.
Yep.
So I need to do, how much more? 2 damage to take out your...
It shouldn't be too difficult, should it?
It shouldn't be too difficult, no. So I am going to play another one of my... Ooh, am I?
You don't have
Choices,
to.
choices.
Don't feel you have to.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, Okay, I'm going to play down this piggly here.
Yep.
So the 4 plus the 3
That kills me.
knocks out your ballista.
That's fine. Now, which one is going to irritate you the most?
What, as it? Oh, actually.
Which one of the two shall I get rid of that will irritate you the most?
Well, this is a weak spot here, and this is my
Yeah.
general. So if you can get in there and engage him, that would be utterly worthwhile. But because right now I'm on 19. Yeah, 19.
Cannot do that. I really cannot do that. And I can engage, but it's going to be absolutely no. I don't have anything that can do any particularly.
Well, this guy's very vulnerable. So
Well,
he
yeah,
might be,
which I think I'm just going to get rid of him.
Okay, very
Because
well.
I
So
can.
he's knocked out. Choices. Shall I put you out of your misery, Paco?
Please.
Okay, very well. Consider it done. So I'll play back here one of my orc bull whips who can attack backwards. So with the flaming whip, knocks out the dwarf dowager. So that makes 4 command cards plus 16 additional cards, 20 cards to victory.
Sir,
Game.
game indeed.
Let's see how you did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you were on 16. So although I'd managed to get a few double kills in there, that was really what did it for me. It's getting a couple of sets of double kills. But also for the first time you played with any of these new mechanics, hope it was okay.
And I'm rubbish at it. Let's not forget that I am actually pretty rubbish at the game.
Didn't want to mention that on camera, but Paco's not the best at Lords of War. But thank you very much for playing with me.
A pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Have I earned myself pudding? Have I earned myself pudding?
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Well, thank you very much indeed for that undignified, ruthless defeat that you have subjected me to in your own game, no other, but your own game.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
You know, I believe that.
Yeah. No,
I believe that.
Well, I think I said to you when we recorded the podcast, which must have been, I don't know, about a year
and a half ago,
year
yeah.
and a half maybe. You know, it's always up to you how you run your own demos as a games company and as a games designer, developer, publisher, whatever. And I always go out to make sure that the customer is as close to tears as possible so they understand quite how devastated you can be when you play Lords of War. And you just say, no, I think you should probably
Do the same.
one.
Do the same to someone else.
Yeah, find somebody else to.
Yeah, do that.
Exactly. So yeah, it's the opposite way most people think about games and how they should work. But I don't know. I feel like there's something to be said for games that you can win. You know, where it's about you really going out of your way.
No, that's true. However, and even the expansion, and yes, that is a nice crumble.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you. One of the things I keep liking about the game is the ability to surprise the opponent. Even if you're very, very good at it, but that ability that you can actually bring a card out and do something that your opponent was not expecting, that is very rewarding.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. I mean, an important part for us, for Nick and I, the developers of the game, is that it's as much about hand management as it is about managing the battlefield. So you're looking at what's in your hand and going, okay, those things work well together, and that thing also, if I play that would work really well, but these don't fit. So what can I do with the pieces that don't fit? Get rid of them, keep picking up things into your hand and go, right, now I have a sequence of play here, which I know if I do this, then this, then this, then this, then this, then... And the more you play the game, the more you get into these sequences where you're thinking, I've got this option, I've got that option, what could I do that would be fun? And obviously it's about fun, the whole point of games.
It is, and I don't know why. I don't know if we mentioned this when we did the podcast, I don't know why, but it doesn't, although it is an extremely competitive game, and that you're there in the game to win, you really have to be ruthless, and you have to, you cannot be nice.
No, it's not going to happen.
You cannot. And yet, it doesn't feel acrimonious at the end of it, like all the competitive games can feel when you really play hard. It just doesn't feel acrimonious.
Well, thank you. I mean, I think that's partly, I think that's the style of the artwork and how the look and the feel of the product functions, which is quite friendly. It's got a kind of good sense of humour to it. But the other side of it, I suppose, is, although there are good cards in the game, nothing is super amazing. There are no like, this card is the solution to every problem I've ever had. It's going to change the whole dynamic
Nothing
of the game.
imbalances it.
No, even if you play your best card, it's still vulnerable, and odds are you're probably going to lose it unless you've got a really clever plan as to how to get it back again. And just that kind of accepted, you're making decisions about who you want to eliminate on the table. And as long as the player is the person with the choices, and that the game isn't taking too many of those choices away from you automatically in the way it plays itself almost, and that your opponent can always have a reaction. You know, those are the fundamentals that allow it, hopefully, to remain kind of friendly at the same time as being a cutthroat.
And you know, the other thing is that it didn't feel, although the deck with the expansion is a lot chunkier, but it didn't feel any heavier than it was before. It didn't feel like it was an intrusion. The whole thing really blended very nicely and seamlessly.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, that partially, I think, probably comes from the idea of Lords of War when we first conceived of it. Because you've played the base game, and now you've played it with the expansion, and it doesn't feel like a huge leap. But if you were to introduce a player to the base game and expansion together and say, right, you're being taught both of these, it would take quite a long time, I think, to get all of the ideas together so that you could comfortably play it.
Absolutely.
Which is why we originally created the base game and split off some of these new mechanics to the expansion. So if you want to play a simpler, faster game that you can pick up in under 5 minutes, then just get one of the original Lords of War games.
I would go with that.
But then if you're into that extra level of strategy and those more fun ideas that pop across the tabletop and do weird things, pick up the expansions and start to mix them together, because it's a bit like a chemistry set. You take these guys who do loads of damage, and then you take these guys who are all about defense. What happens if we put them together? How does that work?
But what about those cards that can heal and do herb brewing? Are you going to do some herb brewing in the battlefield?
We haven't gone for any factions that can cure any ailment yet, no. So we've kind of kept it classic for now. But what's nice is, so, yeah, I mean, I've talked about this with you previously, but we have lots and lots of plans for things we'd like to do in the future. And there's things like everybody asks us, well, I have to play my cards facing me. Yeah, of course you do. But we've got this race of kind of insectoid people, like insect men, and their spell is a cerebral bore, which allows your opponent to basically take over the mind control and turn over. So it's kind of, these things are all there. It's just, let's
get into it.
Yeah, let's just work our way through and down the line, and hopefully people will keep buying them and enjoying them, because we've got loads more ideas, but we'll just have to see how it goes.
And now you know, viewers, and it depends on you. So by all means, I really, I mean, it's not because Martin's here, because I've told him quite a few things at his face that you wouldn't believe. But I really like the game and what you're doing with it, and the potential it has is absolutely insane. I mean, I will never stop asking you when on earth you're gonna have a Cthulhu or a Lovecraft mythos sort of expansion coming out.
I'm trying. I'm working on it, like probs.
FFS, Martin, get one out now!
All right, I'll do my best.
So thank you very much indeed, viewers, for being there. Truly, truly appreciate that. Hopefully you will enjoy both the Apple Crumble, which we are enjoying the Apple Crumble.
Oh, it's super good.
And I cannot wait to just say goodbye so I can put my face in that bowl, not in front of you. And I hope you enjoy the game. Let us know both what you feel about the game when you buy it, and yes, that's a when, and when you cook the Apple Crumble, because I hope that will also be a when, and look forward to your shots and the photograph. So thank you very much indeed for being there.